Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is SoFlo Josh and over here at Infiniti of South Miami to check out the 2027 Infiniti QX65 Autograph for y'all. With that being said, I want to give a huge shout out to Infiniti of South Miami for allowing me to film this vehicle. If you guys are interested in purchasing this Infiniti or any of their used vehicles, make sure to go ahead and contact them. They'll be able to assist you. So underneath the hood, we're going to find a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder known as VC Turbo, producing 268 horsepower and 289 foot-pounds of torque. Now all that power is sent through a 9-speed automatic transmission to all 4 wheels because this model comes standard with all-wheel drive. So let's go ahead and talk about the QX65. Now this is built on the same platform as the QX60, but it has received enhancements to make it a lot more sportier compared to that 3-row family luxury SUV. Now let's talk about the overall styling. So up at the front, we actually get the front grille design that Infiniti has been known for. This is to be reminiscent of a bamboo tree or a bamboo forest in Japan, which is very, very nice. I love the overall styling. And now since this is a more sportier version of the QX60, it has a more glossed out front end design, no matter if you get the Luxe, Sport, or even the Autograph, which this one is right here. At the front, you also get the Infiniti badging right here that does also have the illumination with the Infiniti logo. I really like the way it looks, especially at night. It looks very striking, and you get your 360 camera. Down below that, you do have some airflow to come in to go ahead and cool that intercooler. So you do have that right there. And you also get all of your ADAS systems right there in the center. So it has lane keep assist, lane departure warning, as well as traffic jam assist. Now the color that I have here is known as deep emerald green, which looks very beautiful in the Miami sunlight. You could see the crystallization, and it fits very well with the overall Japanese theme that we see on the front grille design. Now with the lights, you do have full LED turn signals here. So they're going to be your DRLs during the day and also your turn signals as well. Full LED projector lights, so you do have your low beam and high beam assist right there. And when we look at the overall side profile, this is where you're going to see the main difference between a QX60 and a QX65. So this is a more swept back design, roof design. So instead of it carrying backwards like a traditional SUV, this one is more in the same landscape as a BMW X6, as well as a GLE coupe. So just keep that in mind. But the overall styling is very, very nice. We have the two-tone effect, so deep emerald green with the black on the top portion, and it is a gloss design. You also get the same thing for the mirror caps, as well as your turn indicator, and your 360 camera is going to be below there with gloss black on the lower section of the door. And look at that beautiful color. I mean, look at the sparkles in it, the flex. It just looks super clean and very, very nice. I love this deep emerald green. Now, getting to the back, if you look at the rear taillights, they do have this 3-dimensional look to them. So they're full LED with your turn indicators, as well as your reverse lights incorporated in them. Thank God they didn't put it down here. I really like the fact that Infiniti went ahead and just put them on the top portion. You do have the Infiniti logo, or I should say lettering, spelled across here, but it's ever so slightly elevated at the back section with your QX65 here on the lower section. Now when we open up the rear hatch, it does open up right there. It is a power hatch, so don't worry. You have that for all trims. And over here is where you're gonna see a huge improvement. So even though this is a coupified vehicle, you still get comparable space compared to what other vehicles are in the segment. So with the X6, you actually lose a lot of headroom space as well as a lot of trunk room space, but with the QX65, you don't. So a total cubic feet of space in this vehicle is gonna be at around 35.8 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Now, if you put down the seats, it's gonna go ahead and increase to 67.7 cubic feet of space. Of course, the passenger seat's not all the way forward, but you get tons of overall space inside from the rear compartment area into the main carbon space. So just keep that in mind. You also get a nice little hook right here to go ahead and have a grocery hook, and in the release for the rear seats. Now, these are not power operated seats. They are manually operated, but they do have a power release at the back section. You have your 12-volt outlet right there. And if you get underneath here, you have more compartment space that you can put stuff. So you have that stowaway section that Nissan as well as Infiniti has had for a very long time. Now, if we go ahead and close up the rear hatch, let's go ahead and talk about these wheels. So these wheels are a dual tone color. So they have the aluminum finish with the gloss black inserts as well. These, I believe, are the 21-inch wheels, so they look really nice and they kind of make the vehicle look like it's in motion even while it's standing still. And of course, whenever you are driving it the direction also, as you're going, it actually looks very impressive on the road. Now, in terms of the interior space, so let's talk about this rear door. So as you see, once you open it up, it's not a full 90-degree angle, but it does have more in terms of pushing the door out, so you can easily add in your baby seat to the rear cargo space, or the rear seats actually. So that is very impressive for those who have a, starting out a family and they want a luxury sporty vehicle. Don't worry, it's not compromised whatsoever, unlike the X6 as well as the GLE Coupe. Now, when you go over here with the materials, you actually have soft padding at the top section. You have a nice wood grain that goes across here, your door handle release, as well as your window switch gear. You do have your Klipsch audio system right here, as well as a main speaker and a large compartment space to go ahead and put some drinks. I believe a 32-ounce bottle of water will be able to fit in that little cubby space, as well as some Pop-Tarts. Soft padding down here and a nice grab handle to go ahead and close the door. Cool thing is that no matter what, if your kids ever step on here, you can easily just wipe it away because it has that nice texturized material, so you can easily clean it. And then when it comes to these seats, so as you see right there, beautifully designed. I really like this color combination with the deep emerald green and this nice white interior with the gray accents on the side, as well as this gold piping down the middle. That is just, whoever spec'd this vehicle, great job, because this is such a beautifully designed interior / exterior combination. Now, getting into the rear seats, very easy to get in. Step in height is very good. Mind you, I am 5'10", and this is exactly where I'd be sitting. So look how much space I have in terms of overall legroom space. That is impressive. That's where this is going to beat out the competition like the X6 and the GLE Coupe. This has more comparable space for the rear occupants, and you can even slide these seats. So you can slide it forward and back. So and that was actually a little bit more pushed up. So imagine now I have even more legroom space. And then the cool thing is you do have vents at the top section. So no matter if you have a rear facing child seat, the kids will be able to still get some air. And you do have your lights finish in that warm color instead of the white color, which honestly, I do like that feature. Now, even though we do have a sunroof in here that's panoramic, you still get a lot of headroom space. So I have about 1.5 inches of headroom space, but if I were to recline the seats, because the seats do recline back, you actually get more. So about 3.5 inches of headroom space, which is very impressive. You can go ahead and fold that up, and then this is what the seats look like. So if I were to recline it, that's as far back as it goes. So very impressive in terms of reclination right there. All your climate stuff is going to be embedded over here. You have heated outboard seats, and it would be nice to see the cooled seats for the rear. I'm assuming that that's where they would go, so I would expect that maybe in the future. 2 USB Type-Cs, and like I said, really great legroom space as well as headroom space. Closing the door, very solid sounding when you close it and open it. Getting into the front section, soft padding at the top. We also have presets for the driver's seat. You also have your release for the door handle, window switch gear. Thank you, Infiniti, for not doing gloss black. I hate gloss black, and they actually did this matte finish to it, which looks even more impressive. Soft padding here, Klipsch audio system right here. So this is your speaker. You also have a tweeter up here on the A-pillar, as well as a main speaker down here, and a large compartment to put some stuff. Power operated seats, so you do have lumbar control as well, and your Klipsch audio system is also embedded into the headrest. So this one is actually the top trim, so it's going to have the premier version of the actual Klipsch audio system, so just keep that in mind. And now getting inside, sitting behind myself at 5'10", very, very nice, nice steering wheel. Also, this is full leather. This is not leatherette, it is actual a leather material here, so just keep that in mind. You have a flat bottom steering wheel with some nice silver accents here. Cruise control is going to be on this side with also the Pro Pilot Assist. So the Pro Pilot Assist comes standard with every single trim level. You also have all your media stuff on this side, so you can higher and lower the volume control all through there. Your center display is going to be a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, so it is customizable as well. And then you also have a 12.3-inch touchscreen display that has Google embedded for the maps. You can also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly in this vehicle. So just keep that in mind, unlike what Cadillac does, where not letting you do that anymore. Now with the Infiniti, you could still do that, which is actually very much appreciated. Very nice, snappy response when it comes to the actual infotainment. I do like the way the graphics looks as it kind of like sweeps away. It looks really nice. And you also have some applications here, so you can watch YouTube. You can watch your favorite YouTuber, Slow Flow Josh Auto Review, on your actual Infiniti whenever you are parked. So just keep that in mind. But very impressive overall design for the infotainment. Down here is going to be your climate control. You have cooled seats, so you have to actually press. It's not a touch capacitive design. It's an actual button that you have to press. So you do have your cooled seats right there, and it's already cooling me up. You have heated seats and also heated steering wheel for this vehicle. Climate control is over here, so you can go ahead and just do the full button. It's not a touch capacitive, which I really like that they didn't do that. And you do have heated and cooled seats for these seats. Now the seats, like I mentioned, have the exact same gray finish on the outside with the white inserts, and then also this gold piping on the side section. And you get nice diamond quilted leather on the top section with some nice stitching all across it. A 10.8-inch digital heads-up display is going to be right over there, so it does show your miles per hour plus the speed zone you're in. And you do have a rear view digital mirror, so whenever there's somebody sitting in the back seat you can't see out, you do have that right here. You can adjust it, and you can also see some other stuff. Nice interior. If you want to open up the sunshade, as you see, it's actually pretty quick to open up, and this is where you can see the sunroof go back. So honestly, pretty good sunroof. I really like the way that looks. Very impressive design for the panoramic sunroof as well. And you can go ahead and actually fully close it if you want to, or fully open it up. So if the kids are in the back and you don't want them to get any sun, maybe you want a little bit of sunlight, you can go ahead and do that. Now over here you do have your drive modes. So you have sport, auto, eco, snow, and you also have tow as well as off-road. So this vehicle can tow 6,000 pounds, which is very impressive for the size of this vehicle and where it competes in. The competitors are going to do a little bit more, around 7,700, 7,500 in terms of towing capacity, but that's because of the architecture that they have. It's a longitudinally mounted engine. Also, this is a 4-cylinder. I'm sure that once they come out with the V6, it would actually be able to tow a lot more. You do have your shifter here to put into reverse. You go all the way forward by releasing this button. You have 360 camera over here. It's actually very responsive, like the way that looks. You can actually adjust everything here, so you could see the angle on either side whenever you are parking, and you could do a fisheye lens at the rear section. So honestly, very, very nice. You also have cross traffic warning at the back. To put it in park, you just press that button. This right here controls the actual screen, so you can go into different menus. So you can press OK. You also have a dedicated camera button, so if you ever want to bring up the camera, you can just easily do it by doing that. Press home, emergency parking brake, auto hold, 2 large cup holders, and then you also have an area to put your phone wirelessly. So it does have a MagSafe design, and it's a Qi Wireless 2. So now it actually holds it in place rather than it sliding around, and it gets cooling at the exact same time. You also have 2 USB Type-Cs down there. The glove compartment over here, it is damped and lined with felt, and it's actually a very large bin. And in the midsection, you do have a 12-volt right here, as well as some nice compartment space in the middle to put your snacks or even some coins, if you ever live in a state that still has tolls that you do coins. But very impressive overall design. I love the way these seats feel with the side bolstering. I think they did a really great job with that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. All right, so let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. Very simple to go ahead and go into drive is straight back, and you can also do the manual mode for the shifters. All right, so like I mentioned, this vehicle right here features a 2-liter turbocharged engine producing 268 horsepower and 286 pound-feet of torque. Now all that power is distributed by a 9-speed automatic transmission sent to all 4 wheels via the 9-speed as well. So just keep that in mind. Unlike the QX60 that comes standard with front-wheel drive, this one actually comes standard with all-wheel drive. All right, so setting off for the first time. Very impressive. Now mind you, this is the Autograph, so it does have the larger wheels. So these are the 21-inch wheels. So they do have some side cushioning whenever you are going over bumps, which is going to be great for, long road trips as well. And we also have the activation right now of the massaging seats. So this vehicle does come with the massaging seats, which is very impressive. And also, you can go ahead and accelerate it. A lot of power, and I like the way the throttle mapping that they did for the QX65 over the QX60. I feel like this is, of course, a more sportier designed vehicle, so they needed to have a different throttle mapping for it, as well as transmission mapping. And right now we still have it in automatic mode, so it's not actually in sport mode, but we'll be able to test that on the S's. And actually the brakes feel pretty good too. So giving it some acceleration. Wow, that kickdown is actually very impressive, very fast and snappy. That's exactly what you want when you're merging onto the highway. All right, so let's go ahead and kick it into sport mode. And this is where we can go ahead and try out the vehicle dynamics on this car. Well, at least I thought we could, but there is unfortunately a truck that is over here, kind of blocking the view. Let's give it some space a little bit between me and the car that's in front. Really good pickup. Very, very good pickup. And the heads-up display is actually very crystal clear, so you'll be able to see your miles per hour plus the speed zone that you're in. And I really like that because in the competition space, with the way they do their heads-up display, it's a little bit more distracting and it kind of hurts the eyes. With this, it actually doesn't hurt my eyes at all, which I'm actually very happy that Infiniti did that, because I get easily, with wearing glasses, it can easily hurt your eyes as you're driving with the heads-up display. With this one, you actually won't feel that whenever you are driving. Now, in terms of the suspension, very good going over the bumps. Unfortunately, right now there's two trucks, actually a truck in front of me and a vehicle, so I can't really try the overall dynamics of it. But suspension feels really good. They are a little bit more on the firmer side because of the fact that it is a sport vehicle, so just keep that in mind. We're actually going to throw it back into auto mode to see how that feels. Remember, you do have a choice of auto, eco, snow, as well as tow and off-road. Let's go ahead and give it some gas. Very impressive off the line. Very, very impressive. And the brakes feel great. And the steering wheel also feels great. The 9-3 grip area is enough bolstering where it doesn't hurt, you know, your thumbs where they're at and their positioning. And where the paddle shifters are at are perfectly positioned to where your hands can go ahead and go up and down a gear with these buttons. So unlike what the rivals do, where their paddle shifters are a little bit farther back and you have to really reach far back to get there, this one is nicely positioned. So it's just an easy reach between the actual steering wheel design to the paddle shifters. We're going to put it back into sport mode. Let's try over here. Very good pickup. A lot more improved over the QX60, which that one is more of a family vehicle, so of course that's expected. But if you want a little bit more of a play and fun in terms of driving dynamics, this is where it's best to go for. You know, you still have a ton of rear legroom space, ton of, you know, cargo space, so you can easily add in the baby strollers going around here. Very, very impressive. Body roll, of course, that's normal with a higher up vehicle, but I want to give a huge shout out to Infiniti of South Miami for allowing me to film this vehicle. If you guys are interested in purchasing any vehicles at all, I have a gentleman named Sammy over here. He's gonna be your salesperson that can help you out, and he also sells used vehicles as well. Once again, huge shout out to Infiniti of South Miami for allowing me to film this vehicle. Thank you, Sammy, once again. All right, take care. Make sure to go and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.